If if there are any questions or any sharing that may be allowed as well to play out here.
Before I came to join you tonight, I was for the last hour listening to Jim Newman, and people were asking him questions and going back and forth. And he just stopped and said, "Am I talking to a bunch of crazy people?" And I thought that was just so hysterical. So I wanted to share that.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
I had felt that many times when I listened to you. You know, at the beginning, it was like, oh, am I listening to a crazy person?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not like that. It's just, yeah, everything is already this. So when somebody is asking a question, it's just this asking a question. So somehow it is seen that it's just a play. There is really, everything is empty already. It's
Yes.
just this doing everything. I would say pretending to be something other than itself in a way. But it's already this, it's already whole and complete. But it may appear so I'm George, you know. I grew up in a certain location, it may appear as that, it may express as that. So I'm here and I want to find enlightenment.
Yes.
That's an expression of that which is already here,
Yes.
which doesn't have past, doesn't have present, doesn't have future.
Yes.
It's timeless already.
Well, I
So
could really resonate with you and Kosi, and that's why I'm still here. And I'm so grateful I'm still here because you certainly shown me um, a great other way, um, which I still resonate with and makes my life happier and freer. And that's why I keep coming back. But at first, it sounds kind of goofy.
sorry, come again?
I said, but at first, it does seem
Yeah.
pretty far out. you know, there is no me and all that stuff. But I come to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not a common perception. It's that type of language and that type of perspective seems to only be attractive to a very small group of people. And as you said, many, like I shared some of it with a friend the other day, and whom I thought he usually kind of follows me when I talk about stuff, but he thought it was dangerous. And I realized it's hopeless to try to, I did my share of explaining things, and I still do. I just wrote a long email again to somebody to explain something, and it's because people ask me about this because I'm excited about the message that we're talking about. So sometimes I share it, and then they start asking, and in a way, I know how you're answering it in Kosi, and I like just the monologue tonight. It seemed very simple and straightforward, really, and it resonates, and so yeah, I'm here to just, I like to find the words so easily too, or when somebody asks me, what does that mean? There is no me. And because I'm really kind of tired of trying to explain it, because it really doesn't make sense. If somebody isn't like interested or open to the notion that there is no me, that there is no separation, then you can explain it for, how would you say, Alice, day in and day out, or what's an English idiomatic for explaining it till the cows come home, or
Right, until the cows come home. And I remember when I was new to this that you're sharing, I was pretty angry for a while. I was drawn to the message, but I felt a lot of anger unfolding to, you're asking me to give up this idea of myself, really? And it took a while for that to unravel. But yet I felt the truth of that at the same time.
Beautiful.
How else?
it's interesting. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
I'm done.
No, I was going to say it's interesting. I, what I was going to say, I didn't feel angry. I just felt like, well, it's, I ideologically follow, and it's great. It's just not how I experience, how I live day to day. You know, and now that's kind of shifted to saying, well, actually, I find it very liberating. I find it very liberating, especially the idea that things are as they are already. And
Yes.
so really, I can battle that and dig into it and make a big deal out of it till the cows come home, or I can realize that it is what it is.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you something, Nkosi.
Yeah.
If somebody, well, yeah, well, I was thinking, if somebody keeps asking me about this, let's just call it this, and they come with an agenda that they know, that they know that there is a me, let's say. For them, they're totally convinced that there is a me and nobody is, going to tell them otherwise. And so a question is coming, Kosi. I'm trying to put it into a question. So if somebody comes and asks you, but they come totally convinced that they know already the answer, and how do you feel about that, and how do you address that?
Or uh, when they're asking me, or
Yes, yes. If let's say if I come to you and I find all this talk about this hogwash. Do you know the word hogwash? It's
no,
it's a derogatory English word meaning nonsense,
or
or some people call it bullshit, hogwash. Like, it's judgmental. It's very judgmental. It's degrading it. So if they believe that, but
yeah,
they're still seeking, and somebody said, oh, Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, Nkosi, you should check. And so if somebody comes and then like keeps asking you questions, but they're not really getting what you're talking about, or it's, you know, that they live in a different universe, or they're trying to convince you of what they believe.
Yeah, because here it is seen that already there's nobody, to convince, and that which is asking a question that may be seen as just everything asking a question. So that may be allowed, to play out until it's exhausted itself, you know, you know. So really, that which is asking a question is already that which is giving an answer. So there's really nothing to be done about that. Everything here comes and goes. It appears and disappears. So I may seem to give an answer to that, but it's really going nowhere because another question may seem to arise from that person. Oh, but why this? Why that? So that here is seen as just that which is already everything dancing. You know, why is this? Why is that? Oh, because what can you do if this? You know, it is seen here that there's already no Kosi who has to answer any question, and there's already no one who's asking the question. So there's really nothing to be done about that. It's just what's happening. Yeah.
Beautifully said, Nkosi. It's clear and simple.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
I I attend a small group on Saturday afternoon that's quite different from this. And the leader of that group does really feel that we're a person and we can help people. And probably his biggest uh, attribute would be that he can help people. And that's his mission. And I've been listening to it now for several weeks. And I, I I kind of find it helpful to see somebody that has that point of view and is so convinced with that point of view. And it's also kind of a nice little group of people to meet with on Saturday afternoon, because I really don't have a network of friends here in North Dakota. And but I have learned really to take that more as a kind of a grain of salt, and that's really where he's coming from, and that's okay. And I appreciate more what you're teaching or what you're saying, and yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, everything already is an expression of this. So the story itself here is not pushed away. It's not like rejected because the story itself is this already. So everything is beautiful. Everything is okay. You know, there may seem to be someone saying, "Oh, if you want to fix your life, you can do this. You can pray. You can fast. You can. That's okay too. It's just this expressing as that there's already uh, no wrong or right here. It's just what seems to be happening. There are no real people that are living lives in their lives. There's just this appearing as people, and the body themselves, these bodies are empty. You know, Yeah, not even bodies. There's just nothing. So when it
I
is
have a question.
seen, oh sorry, you can go ahead.
Oh, oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. When it is seen that all there is just this, you know, nothing matters anymore. You know. There's really no intention to change anything, to fix anything, to do anything. There's just uh, things are allowed to play out. Everything is beautiful. Every expression is beautiful. Even that, if something says, "Oh, it's not beautiful," that's beautiful too, because that too is an expression of everything. It's an expression of this. It may even say, "Oh, I hate this gathering. I hate so and so. I'm jealousy. I can't, life is not good for me. Life is good for me. It's just an expression of this already. There's not nobody who is a victim already. There's nobody who's suffering already. There's just everything already. Can you go ahead, Peter?
Yeah, yeah. So the question that I got earlier today was, it was in response to, I wrote something about non-dualism and dualism, and I'm trying to kind of define things, and sometimes I just write things. And so the question was, that came back was, in the model, well, the question came from a model of people are suffering and I want to help them diminish that suffering. Now it's not my model, but that's the model the question came from. And so the question was, how do I do that? And so I'm going to say what I said, and then I want to hear what you have to say. Because it's, after listening to you and being here, it's pretty clear that the suffering, the way it's presented to me, it feels like it shouldn't be. And the way I look at it is what it is. And there's just nobody there that suffers. Suffering, or you might say, I'm using now your style, suffering may occur, suffering may happen. It just doesn't happen to anyone. And I think often what comes in these dialogues that I have is that it shouldn't be the way it is. And the way it lands here is, it is what it is already. So, you know, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it seems kind of futile to deny what is, or to imply that what is not good enough, or it creates suffering, so we need to do something. And yes, I don't know. Do I make sense?
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Yeah. Yeah,
So that's what I struggle with. Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, denying what is, or accepting what is, or helping what seems to be somebody who's going through problems, or not helping somebody who's going through problems, is just what is. It is this already, you know, it's it's already this. If you seem to say, "Oh, I think I can help that person," Okay, I can help fix what she's going through. That's just this, what is appearing as that. There's no wrong or right with anything, and everything is beautiful because everything is an expression of this. If somebody says, "Oh, I won't help that person, I hate that person," "Oh, I love that person," it's it's just already that which is whole and complete appearing as that. So there's really no separation here. There's nothing separate from this, you know. That's which seems to say, mm, I think I have to take left. That's which seems to say I think I have to take right is already this. So there's no difference, right or left. It doesn't matter because everything is already this. There's really no left or right. There's no top or bottom. There's no black or white. There's just this appearing as everything. So any direction that may seem to be taken is already this taking a direction. So it doesn't matter. It's really going nowhere. It's really going nowhere. So when it seems as if it's going somewhere and that's not wrong or right, it's just this expressing as that. It's just what seems to be happening.